Hi everyone! For this video we will need a film strip image in a PNG format, so we can easily drop in the screenshots which we will need later. First of all, drag the film strip onto the timeline and count 5 frames from the start of your clip, and place the film strip there. Next, resize it to fit. In my video, I will make it vertical and rotate to 90 degrees. Something like this, maybe a bit smaller. Yeah, that's look nice. And now we need to take some screenshots. To do this, go to the Composition tab, click Save Frame as File, give your file a name and make sure to save it as a PSD Photoshop file and then click Render. It doesn't have to be a screenshot, any photo that matches the style of your video will work for us. And now open your screenshots in After Effects and drag the first one onto the timeline. Place it under the film strip image and start adjust the size to fit inside the film frame. I will make a monitor bigger so you can see it better. Make it smaller, something like this. Yeah. And then use a rectangle mask to cut out everything you don't need. Yeah, and now drag in your second screenshot and do the same thing. Adjust its size to fit inside the film frame. Yeah. Something like this. And again use a mask to cut out everything you don't need. And here is how it looks like. And next I will add the expose effect to the film strip and our screenshots to make them stand out more in the video. I will set the expose to around 3. And I will also add it to our first screenshot. And then you can also just copy and paste the effect using Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V into our other screenshot and adjust it. I will do it around 2. Yeah, that looks pretty cool, I think. Alright, next we move forward 12 frames. Hold Shift and choose our videos and use the Ctrl+D plus Alt keys to cut off everything we don't need. Then we still hold Shift, do a right click on the video and choose a pre-compose. I will name this Photo 1. And I will also trim off the extra parts so they don't get it in the way later. And now I have added another film strip image to the timeline for our next collage. Let's move it to another part of the screen and adjust it to size we want. And go 3 frames back, then shift the film layer forward. Yeah, something like this. And now let's add our screenshot. I decided to use the first one again and create an interesting collage out of it. Adjust the screenshot to fit inside the new film frame. I will zoom on the preview so it's easier to see. And let's make the screenshot a little maybe bigger. Yeah, around like this. And again use the mask to remove everything we don't need. And now let's also remove everything extra from the layer using Ctrl+D plus Alt. Then we copy this layer again and adjust it to fit the second frame of our film strip. Move it down a bit. To make things easier, I will move the second screenshot layer lower so it's under the first one. In that way it's easier to line it up. This size looks good, and again use the mask to cut out the extra parts. And now let's add the expose effect to the first screenshot, just like before, and turn it up a bit. And then copy it using Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V into the next screenshot. I will lower the expose a bit here, and that gives us something like this. And now move forward 3 frames, select everything and press Ctrl+D+Alt to trim the extra parts again. Hold Shift, do a right click on your mouse and do a pre-compose. I will call this one Photo 2. And I will also trim the layer just like before. Okay, next we will need 2 images, one with light leaks from the film and the other with film scratches. First, add the light leak image to the timeline and scale it up. Yeah. Move forward 3 frames, then use a Ctrl+D+Alt to cut the extra part. And now let's add the scratches image on top of the light leak layer. And trim off the extra part again. And let's resize the scratches image to fit the frame. Then let's add the directional blur effect to it. And let's set blurriness amount to 44%. And after that, add your film strip image. And scale it up. And let's also trim off anything extra. And now we just need to add our screenshots. I will add, I think, this one. Place it under the film strip and adjust its size to fit the frame. Something like this. And use a mask to remove the extra parts. And now add the second screenshot. I don't know which I would want. Maybe this one. And do the same steps, resize it to fit the frame. Oh, sorry, I forget to remove the mask. Yeah, let's adjust it to film frame, something like this. Yeah. And again use the mask to cut out everything that we don't need. So we also cut off everything extra from the same layer. And next we need to give the photos a film look. I will do this using the Lumetri color effect, add it to our screenshot and start adjust. But before, don't forget to cut off everything that we don't need. So, let's open our basic controls and increase the expose. I will set it around 4. Also increase the contrast. And then I think we should raise the temperature a bit. And I will also move the tint slightly toward a cooler green tone to create an old photo effect. And let's do the same with the second screenshot. Add the lumetri color. Increase the expose. Increase contrast. And raise the temperature while moving the tints to green. And I also think it will look cool to add a little blur. So I will use a directional blur. Let's add to our screenshot and increase the blur amount. And do the same with the second screenshot. Yeah, something like this. So let's select all our layers. Hold Shift, do a right click with your mouse, choose the pre-compose and press the OK. But I think that I forgot to rename it, so let's call it Photo 3. And cut off everything extra. This pre-compose will last for 3 frames, and we need to repeat this process 2 more times. In total we will have 3 pre-composes, so we copy the background film layer and move it 3 frames forward. And we do the same with the film image. Copy it from the last pre-compose and paste it about the background film effect. Yeah, and now all we have to do is paste our screenshots and give them the same film look. So guys, I already made the other 2 compositions. Right now it looks like this, as you can see. I think it looks pretty good. And next we need our main video clip. We have to choose a short part where we will add the final part of the effect. I think it should be around 10 or 15 frames long. That should be enough, so let's cut it. And we need to copy this video. And now with the first video we need to cut out an object, separate it from the background. So we click on the rotoscope tool and start cutting it out. When the whole shape is selected on all frames, click freeze to cut out it from the background. And here is what we got. I suggest increase the feather a bit to make the edges softer. And then move the rotoscope layer so it doesn't get in the way. But first let's rename it to Roto. And let's change its color also. I think I will change it to bright pink, so we don't get confused. And now we do the same with the second video, make it also pink. And rename it to the background. On the next step, let's select the mask tool. And now draw a mask around your object. It doesn't have to be perfect, just how it's comfortable for you. We need this to remove the object from the background, so the background stays empty. And now let's open the layer with the mask. Change the mask mode to none. Do a right click with the mouse and choose track mask and click tracking. In my case the object doesn't move much, so I don't need to fix anything, but if your object moves, fix the mask if needed. Now change the mask mode to subtract. Go to window and open content aware fill. Make sure the settings are the same as you see on my screen. And also let's do the work area shorter. Make sure the timeline cursor is at the beginning. And then let's click generate fill layer and wait a bit. Now you will see the generated layers and a clean background with the object removed. And let's do a pre-compose of the generated layers and the background. And name this composition background. And press OK. Now let's make a small animation like in the reference. Add keyframes for the position and scale at the beginning. The object will be slightly zoom in and appear from the bottom. Now let's select all keyframes and press F9. Don't forget to turn on motion blur for the layers. Let's now go to the speed graph and adjust the curves a bit for a smoother animation. I want the object to come in quickly at the start and slow down at the end. So let's make graph editor looks like this. And this is what we have now. Looks great. Next, do a right click on your mouse and create a new adjustment layer. Place it on top of all the layers. And to make the film look more unified, we will add the S-grain effect to the adjustment layer. Go into the effect settings and set white and height to the maximum. And also change the viewing modes to final output, and then adjust the intensity and size of the grain. Choose what looks the best for you. I think I will leave the settings which you can see on my screen. And it already looks pretty nice. And now let's make the final pre-compose. Select all the layers, do a right click and choose a pre-compose. I think I will call it effect and click OK. And the last thing I will add is post right times. Open the effect and change the frame rate to 15. And this is what we got. I think it looks pretty cool and unique, and this is basically the whole effect. Thanks everyone who watched this till end, and please put some likes and subscribe, it really helps me to promote my videos. And see you on the next time.